Hi, it's me, Sonoria. Part 20 of my story. So, as I was saying, it came down to the point to where I had left now. I left Wichita. I left Denver and went to Wichita. And my husband was looking all over. He didn't know where I was, and he was trying to find me. And I was trying to stay out of his reach. And so, um, my grandparents were living at the time. I went there. So I stayed with them for a little while until I got my own place. And I had I was so stressed out. I think I had a nervous breakdown because it was just like so much stuff was going on. And the children, I didn't have custody of them at the time. And it was like I had just got out, like I said, and I had went to the parole office and all these other things were happening. And it was so stressful for me. And I don't know how many people out there have gone through this experience, but when the state takes your child away from you, there's nothing that you can do about it. And what I didn't understand was, okay, I got into trouble. You guys decided that um, I'm not a good parent because I'm going to prison. I'm in trouble again. But it's funny how to me it seemed like another system of slavery. Like you took my children, not because I was bad to them or a bad mom or neglecting them, but because I got into trouble. How does that classify me as a bad parent? I got into trouble taking care of them. And if you really want to get technical about it, how come the state cannot always go out and help you to find the fathers and have them pay? Help them pay to help take care of the responsibilities that we both should be sharing instead of just me. But I didn't look for them. I never went to court and took them to court because I needed them to pay child support. I think that's the worst thing that a woman can do. If that man don't want to pay no child support, he shouldn't. I mean, that's on you and him because you should have made a better decision with the guy you slept with. And even though in the beginning everybody in the roses stages, when you're dating someone, you're meeting the first them, their ambassador, and then after that, you really get to go to town and you get to meet the other part of them, which is the real them. And you may or may not like that person, but again, I don't ever want to be in a situation, and if you don't want to be there, I don't want you there. I just feel like God will help me and I will make it because I don't want anybody who don't want to do something. Now, my family, they looking at that stuff a little bit somewhat kind of different. You got all these deadbeat daddies and this and that, and they need to pay, and I don't know. I just didn't feel as though um, I was like, I was in a relationship with them, not you. And if I'm okay with it, don't worry about it. Yeah, but you struggling. And then when you get into trouble, we stuck. We the ones that have to take care of your kids. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. We're a village. You're supposed to help me out. If y'all get in trouble, I'm going to help y'all no matter what it is. And some of the times, like I said, I was selling dope. They didn't do without because I share with my family and I bought them things and took care of them the best way I could. But I knew that where the money came from, and they knew because I never lied about what I was out there doing. But even like my mom, like she don't want nothing to do with it because that's bad money and this and that. I said, Mama, green money is green money, and you can spend it anywhere. You're not the person that created the act or did anything. It's me that's done something, and you should be able to take the money. And I want to buy you a new ice box, or I want to buy you whatever you need, and you need it. Don't be so prideful that you're not taking these items because it's material things, but it's the principle. But her attitude was no. She doesn't want anything to do with it. So getting on down to the story. So I'm in Wichita now. And um, I used to just cry because the state had my kids and they was telling me I wasn't gonna get them back because this is now the second time I've been to prison, and they're looking at it like I'm on life of crime. I'm not sure if they ever looked into my background and found out about my father, but I kind of feel like some of that had something to do with it. But for the most part, I have to take responsibility for what part I did play, which was I was in trouble and I'd gotten in trouble. I did a lot of miscellaneous things, but this year was like the big stuff. And so, yeah, so I'm in Wichita, and next thing I know, I'm at my grandmother's, and she's doing charity works and doing different stuff. And so, hold on. Wow, okay. Here we go with this time clock again. I really wish I knew in the beginning that I was able to record and I would have just kept going. But since I didn't know and I didn't understand, every time it gets to a certain number, I stop it because I didn't ever think, I thought they would have to trim the video, and I didn't want to do all that. So I wanted to keep all of what I was saying. But so far, I'm finding out that it doesn't matter. And then what I'm doing is posting these conversations to YouTube. So if you're out there and you want to do something, what I'm doing, I'm not the brightest person. One of my kids was trying to help me because I had made the videos, but I didn't know how to do everything. So I apologize for that. And like I said, I will make the numbers right and I will adjust it, but for now. But anyway, I'll be right back. Okay.